U.S. Navy unleashes Ghost Lightning. Iran caught off guard by unstoppable sea weapon. The world woke up to this headline, and honestly, leaders everywhere rushed to their phones. In a single night, the balance of power at sea had changed. What had once been a rumor, a whispered secret in military circles, was suddenly front-page news. The impossible had become reality. Military analysts struggled to explain what happened. Iran's top Navy officers called emergency meetings, their faces tight with worry. The United States Navy had launched a weapon no one believed possible. It moved faster than anything seen on water and carried a force no defense could block. This was not just another missile. It was a new era in warfare. In Tehran, officials scrambled to understand how this could happen. They listened to intercepted radio calls and watched satellite images in disbelief. How had the US built something science said was impossible? The question echoed through every defense ministry in the world. The stage was set for a dramatic shift. The world's navies, and especially Iran, faced a challenge they had never imagined. It began in the darkest hours before dawn. The deck of the USS Lexington was silent, except for the distant hum of generators. The sky was overcast, hiding the ship from prying satellites. Only a handful of officers knew what was about to happen. Their eyes flicked to glowing screens, waiting for the final signal. Suddenly, alarms sounded in the operations room. "Go for launch," came the order. On deck, vents slid open, revealing a large, unfamiliar launcher. Smoke hissed as the weapon rose into the night air, leaving no traditional fire trail. Instead, a faint blue glow shimmered around the weapon, almost ghostly, silent, and barely visible to the naked eye. Within seconds, the weapon shot forward at incredible speed. It vanished over the horizon in less than a minute. No radar picked it up. No infrared sensors caught its signature. On the other side of the sea, Iranian patrol ships reported a strange disturbance in the water, followed by a sudden blackout in their radar systems. On board the Lexington, the crew watched their screens in awe. The impossible weapon had worked. The world would never be the same. The weapon was codenamed Ghost Lightning. Its existence had been denied for years. Experts said it could not be built with current technology. They were wrong. The US Navy had pulled off a miracle of science and engineering. Ghost Lightning was a next-generation hypersonic sea-skimming missile. Unlike normal missiles, it combined stealth technology, electromagnetic propulsion, and artificial intelligence. It could fly just meters above the sea at over Mach 7, 7 times the speed of sound. It was invisible to radar and impossible to track with traditional sensors. What shocked experts most was the weapon's ability to think. It could detect threats, change course mid-flight, and respond to new targets in real time. No human could fly it as quickly as its onboard AI. And it needed no GPS, making it immune to jamming or spoofing. This was not a new version of an old weapon. This was a leap into the future. Iran and the world were left scrambling to catch up. Ghost Lightning used electromagnetic rails to boost itself off the ship. No explosive launch, just pure, silent speed. As it skimmed above the waves, its special plasma stealth shield bent radar waves away, making it disappear from sensors. Even advanced satellites struggled to spot its faint heat trail. In practice, the missile could destroy a warship from hundreds of miles away. During its secret test, Ghost Lightning changed direction 3 times in 1 minute. It dodged decoy flares, avoided electronic jamming, and found its target, a retired destroyer, without missing a beat. The strike was precise. The ship was hit below the waterline and sank in minutes. What made it even more terrifying was its swarm mode. Up to 6 Ghost Lightnings could launch together, each one talking to the others, sharing data, and hunting targets as a pack. No current anti-missile system could handle so many unpredictable threats at once. With these abilities, Ghost Lightning made old defenses useless, leaving ships exposed and vulnerable. For years, Iran had built its navy on the idea of asymmetric warfare. Fast attack boats, sea mines, and mobile missiles made it hard for big navies to attack. But Ghost Lightning changed the game. None of Iran's current weapons could stop a missile that was invisible and, 7 times faster than sound. Iran's best anti-missile systems relied on radar, but Ghost Lightning's plasma shield made it vanish. Even if a missile was somehow seen, no interceptor could catch it in time. The speed and unpredictable path left Iran's defenses, honestly, helpless. Iran's navy also used electronic warfare, hoping to jam or fool enemy missiles. But Ghost Lightning's AI didn't need GPS or radio links. It flew using its own sensors, thinking for itself. Jamming had no effect. In practice, this meant Iran's ships could be sunk before they even knew they were under attack. Their coastal bases were suddenly at risk. The US Navy now held total control at sea. The launch of Ghost Lightning marked a turning point. For decades, navies had raced to build better ships, bigger guns, and smarter defenses. Now, one weapon threatened to make all that effort, well, useless. The old rules no longer applied. Naval planners everywhere had to rethink their strategies. Aircraft carriers, once the kings of the ocean, looked vulnerable. Missile defense networks, costing billions, became almost worthless. Even submarines, once safe under the waves, were now at risk from missiles that could track anything, anywhere. Allies of the US felt a mix of relief and worry. Sure, their own navies were safer with Ghost Lightning on their side, but what if the technology spread? What if enemies built their own unstoppable missiles? The world's navies faced a new reality: adapt or become obsolete. Behind closed doors, Iran's leaders were shaken. General Soleimani of the Revolutionary Guard called it, well, an earthquake in military thinking. Iranian TV tried to reassure the public, but leaked reports showed panic inside the Navy. Commanders demanded urgent upgrades to their radar and missile defenses. In the streets of Tehran, people whispered about the American Ghost missile. Social media filled with rumors and, honestly, a lot of fake videos. Some believed Iran could find a secret countermeasure. Others feared war was now unwinnable. Iran's government quietly reached out to allies like Russia and China. They asked for help: new radars, advanced missiles, anything that could stop Ghost Lightning. So far, no answer came. Iran's best scientists were ordered to reverse engineer the missile, but progress was slow. Iran now faced a cold, hard truth. The old ways of defending their shores were useless against this impossible weapon. News of the Ghost Lightning spread fast. Allies from Europe to Asia called Washington for details. How did it work? Could they buy one? Was it safe? Meanwhile, rivals like Russia and China ordered urgent intelligence reviews, trying to steal any scrap of knowledge. Global arms markets exploded with rumors. Defense contractors promised new anti-missile systems, but none could match the speed or stealth of Ghost Lightning. NATO commanders met in secret, worried about an arms race. Could other countries build their own version? Would America share the technology or keep it secret? The United Nations called an emergency meeting. Smaller countries feared for their navies, now suddenly helpless. Some leaders demanded new treaties to ban such weapons. Others argued it was too late. An unstoppable revolution had begun. Across the globe, navies scrambled to adapt, but the US now held the upper hand. With Ghost Lightning, the US Navy stood alone, at least for now. But, history showed that no weapon stayed unbeatable forever. Scientists in Russia, China, and even Europe raced to copy the technology. Spy satellites circled above American bases, searching for clues. The US worked hard to protect its secrets. Warships installed new security measures. Engineers upgraded the missile's AI, making it harder to hack or copy. But the clock was ticking. Every major power poured money into hypersonics and AI weapons. The next arms race had begun. Some experts warned that a new balance of terror was coming. If others built their own Ghost missiles, sea battles could become even deadlier. Mistakes or miscalculations could start wars no one wanted. For now, the US Navy controlled the seas. But rivals would not give up easily. The launch of Ghost Lightning rewrote the rules of naval warfare. For Iran, it brought shock and fear. For the world, it sparked a race for survival and supremacy. Navies everywhere scrambled to respond, but the US remained a step ahead. Will Ghost Lightning stay unstoppable? Maybe for a while, but history says rivals will try, and someday, someone will catch up. Until then, the balance of power at sea has shifted, for better or worse. The future of naval power now belongs to those who can imagine the impossible and make it real.